Hey, Hockey fans, how's everybody doing? Game one did not go the way I thought. It went more like the first game when Montreal played Vegas, but we'll get to that. 5-1 for Tampa. Money line didn't pay, puck line didn't pay, under didn't pay, nothing paid. Nothing but lost money that day. So we have a game two, day 42 of playoff hockey. June 30th, 2021 is when the game's going to take place. Montreal against Tampa. Tampa now 13-6. Vasilevsky listed to be in net against Montreal, 12-6. Price listed to be in net for Montreal. The Bolts seem to have their way in game one with a final of 5-1 and to take a 1-0 lead in the series. Kucherov with 2 goals and an assist in the third period of that game one, putting him at 30 points. Second season in a row where 30 or more. In the 2020 season, he had 34 points. So consecutive seasons over 30 puts him in quite an elite group with guys like Gretzky, Lemieux, Curry, Messier. I mean, it's quite an elite group. I mean, impressive. What a talent. Shots in the game were 27-19 in favor of the Bolts. Face-offs, they were an even 50% each. Hits were actually in favor of Montreal, 58-57. Montreal was 0-2 on the power play. Tampa was 1-3. They finally got one past Montreal. 5 assists, 3 goals, last 5 games point. He's just another factor. I mean, in game one, he had 3 assists. And definitely the Canadians failed to shut down the top guns of this Tampa team. And it's something that Montreal has always done quite well, except maybe 4 game ones, except for when they played Winnipeg maybe. But Tampa had a good game one in front of their home fans. There's no question. Everything seemed to be going in their favor. One more game here in Tampa before we go back to Montreal for game 3, which is going to take place on Friday. But again, game one, Tampa had everything going on and everything was going in their favor. Even the bounces. I mean, you know, 1 goal for sure. I mean, that puck just bounced in their favor and there's nothing anyone could do about that. And that happens in hockey. So you talk about luck, and everyone needs a little bit of luck. And not that Tampa needed luck in game one, but they definitely had some luck for sure. Some good news for Montreal. Armia cleared for COVID protocol, so he flew to Tampa. He should be back in the lineup for game 2. He's got 8 points and 49 hits in 17 playoff games this postseason, so they're going to welcome him back into the lineup for sure. The Canadiens penalty kill that ended that streak at 32, which is very impressive. I mean, they still obviously sit in first at a 91.8% kill percentage, which is incredible. And you don't have to look far, like I said earlier in the video. I mean, it was game 1 when they played Vegas and they lost that game 4-1. And I think it doesn't matter which series you look at. This Montreal team has gotten better as every series has went on. So hopefully that'll continue. Price is going to be looking for a better game. I mean, not that he played a bad game. I mean, if it wasn't for Price, it could have been 10-1 for sure. So, I mean, he played a good game, but he never likes it when he lets in that many goals. Any goalie knows that. Montreal is definitely going to have to do a better job shutting down that Kucherov point. You can't let those guys have a 6-point night and expect to win. And if they're going to steal one in Tampa before they go home, they're going to have to figure that out. I mean, game 1 only tells so much. I think game 2 is going to give us more of a complete picture of what's going on between these two teams. Because it's not just game 1 in the best of 7 in this Stanley Cup final. It's also game 1 of the first time these teams have played each other this season. So there was a lot going on, and I think Montreal has always done a pretty good job of adjusting this postseason to the next game, and I think they'll do that well here too. Definitely be more comfortable in front of the crowd in Tampa. And I know that some will think with the way that Tampa played that defensive battle against New York in game 7, ended up winning that 1-0, and then they come in and, you know, game 1 of this series, they have an offensive show and they win that game 5-1. And a lot of people are going to think that Tampa's just too much for this Montreal squad. And I don't necessarily think that is true, but the public's money is going to be all over Tampa. You know that, else the odds for a Montreal money line would be much lower than what they are. And a couple interesting stats. I mean, each of the 3 last Stanley Cup champions have lost game 1 in their final series, including Tampa last year. That doesn't go to say that if you won that first game, it is a huge advantage. I think it was since 1939 when the NHL went to the best of 7 for the final. Teams that win game one are 61-20, so 0.753% to go on and win the cup. Just the last 3 years, it's been different. But I'm going to look to Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield to limit that Kucherov point line and not give him as many opportunities. Price to manage his position better. And I mean, let's just see what game two brings. I mean, it's way too early. I made good money on the Canadians in that Vegas round, and I haven't spent all the profits yet, so I'll let some of those profits continue to ride. I'm going to do a parlay, which I haven't done for a little while, but I'm going to go Montreal money line at 2.75. I'm going to do the under 5 at 1.95, and I'm actually going to parlay that with another soccer game, which treated me well last time, and that's with the same team, Belgium. I'm going to look to Belgium to either win or draw against Italy. It doesn't pay a ton. It pays 1.57, but when you group that with those two other wagers, you end up with a multiple of 8.43, which pays nice. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do a first period play. I'm going to go first period Montreal Canadiens, which pays 2.65. I think the team's going to come out hard, come out fast, and maybe get a goal. So I think it pays good, worth a little bit of a risk. And I might do some other in-game plays. But to lock things in tonight, Montreal money line 2.75, under 5, 1.95. And then I'm going to parlay that with a soccer match, Belgium, to either win or draw against Italy on Friday, and see what happens as well. That first period play, Montreal Canadiens to be in the lead after the first period, which pays 2.65. Hope everyone has a great Wednesday, enjoying this final series. Hopefully it is a good series, and Montreal proves that tomorrow night. Good luck with your pick. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.